digger over there, tractor kind of thing, and I saw this beautiful little resting place. But the other thing that I noticed is that this is another resting place here, and it seems like whoever is in charge of demolishing this here is also residing there. So I can understand. Here's another big chandelier. Sorry for my distraction. I can understand the gates and the barricades. You know, but if you are a delinquent and you really want to live in a cemetery, then good luck to you. The thing that I find also interesting is how the structure of this cemetery is very similar to the barangay of Manila. The narrow paths that you can see and the alleys that go from one end to the other, the tightness of the buildings. Yeah. Now this is obviously new. And very modern. This is also a very large and recently renovated building. The other thing that I noticed, that I see, is that the Chinese, you know, the Chinese people that are resting here and their families. So if we're looking at the history of Manila, then I could assume, or I could guess, based on what I have seen in this cemetery, that some Chinese people that migrated to Manila either were Christians to begin with, or became Christians once they moved here. So this is a very big grave site for a family. This one is interesting because, as you can see, it's completely locked out from public view. Now, I'm not sure why that is. Maybe this person is extremely rich, probably wanted his privacy to be preserved. Even in death, or even after death. Personally, I like the open kind of spaces. But again, I don't know why you would want to put gates and fences, and I guess it acts as decoration. You could say that that's a form of decoration, like a window, but it's not bad. For me, I'd rather have my soul free to move in and out of my resting place. Something more like that one ahead, where I can that one would be okay, but if somebody really wanted to decorate my tomb, then this one would be fine with me. It's like a little house with a gate and a fence, and that's more open and freer. Interesting, the reflection I just made. Not that I really care about what happens to me once I die, because obviously I'll be dead, and all of this will no longer matter to me. And you will definitely see some interesting things. 2004, but this is a resting place for quite a large family, I guess. So if you're looking at the history of Manila and the people that have come, so the Chinese people that have come to Manila, then you can understand that this is the history of a very old and affluent family that has been in Manila for a very long time. Or you could be talking about something completely different. And this is where the tour guide comes in. This could be the resting place for the resident of a Chinese monastery, for example. As I'm walking around, start to notice that quite a lot of these buildings have dogs inside them, which I find, again, very surprising. But if you look at it as as a family asset, well then, yeah, you don't really want vandals to come and actually live there. Again, food for thoughts. And that's why they're all gated. Well, I would use the word barricaded, really. This one has a chandelier. I mean, I'm surprised. I know if you're from Mexico or somewhere in Latin America, then all of this is quite normal because culturally they share similar belief for the dead and paying respect with such monuments. For me, I don't know. For me, I just want to be cremated, dust into the ocean, and finished. End the story. Not really after a grave or anything else. Here's a peaceful guard over there. You good? So, for example, here is a gentleman that I think is and his wife or his partner, I guess, and they're fixing this with fresh paint, new ceiling. Hello. Again, this is 2008, so 92. So I can't say these are newer. Probably pre-1950s, I guess, is the way I would summarize it. Here seems to be a Christian tomb, and not the only one taking a leisurely stroll in the cemetery. Now there is, in my opinion, in the daytime there's nothing macabre or scary about being in a Chinese cemetery. However, it's a little bit sad to see a dog actually attached to a grave. That is macabre for me. But people are obviously of different opinions. But based on what I just saw, that dog is well fed and taken care of. So to me, this looks like an altar, a praying area. Lots of chairs, so I guess people come here to pray. And I guess this is where the cremation takes place. Casket there. I'm not going to open it. I don't know what I will find. So all the caskets are here. And I guess the casket is put here. And this contraption here, I guess, pushes the casket into the furnace here. The furnace is here. And the casket comes in here. Burns in this machine. And I guess the ashes come here. And what happens after here? I do not know. I guess once you have your ashes in the vase or in whatever container you want to have, then you get moved to the family plot outside and become a memory in the history of Manila city.